Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Atlas. Today is actually going to be a very quick video. Doesn't seem like there's a lot that's going on and I don't want to drag out this kind of content. If you guys are new to the channel and you want to check out anything I have done previously, like my video yesterday, feel free to go check that out. There's a lot of good news and information there for sure. So feel free to subscribe, guys. If you can, drop a like on this video. We're trying to grow the community and those actually do help us out a lot for having other people be able to find us. We're trying to get at least 50 likes on this video. And also, if you turn the bell notification on, you'll know when we have the latest videos. Today, we're talking about Bitcoin, Orchid, as well as Augur, which also is under the abbreviation of REP, which you guys can probably see here on the top little tab. We'll take a look at what's going on in some of the news, as well as take a look at the charts. But again, this is going to be a very brief-based video, so let's get right on into it. First up, bet on Bitcoin's inevitability. Here's what 5 crypto experts say about its price hitting an all-time high near $20,000 this week. So from Peter Smith, this is the CEO and co-founder of crypto exchange blockchain.com. He said from 2017 and onwards, Bitcoins become inevitable. Bet on Bitcoin's inevitability, he said. Paolo Ardoino, I think that's how you say that, CTO at crypto exchange Bitfinex. No amount of cynicism, disbelief, or even fantastical thinking can obscure the compelling case for Bitcoin, he said. Global asset managers will continue to recalibrate their portfolios accordingly. Next up is Anthony Denier, CEO of trading platform Webull. And I do apologize, guys, if I butchered these names. And also, just a quick side note, I'm not a financial advisor, so everything I say, take it with a grain of salt. Go do further research and cross-reference things before you actually make any kind of investment position, okay? So if people are pulling money out of gold and putting it into Bitcoin, that could give more fuel for the Bitcoin rally. Next up is Simon Peters, analyst at multi-asset investment platform eToro. If we maintain the current rise, then $25,000 before the start of 2021 is on the cards, he said. There will be some selling at $20,000, and this could see a short move backwards, but if Bitcoin shrugs off the selling and continues rising, then New Year's Eve at $25,000 is there for the taking. Glenn Goodman, author of best-selling book The Crypto Trader. All the talk of tulip mania and the 2017 boom is absent now. Once the historic Dutch tulip bubble burst, it never recovered, while Bitcoin has now shown it has real staying power, he said. So, very interesting. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. That's just 5 people's different personal opinions. You guys want my personal opinion? I think that Bitcoin $20,000 is looking like it's coming up very soon. We keep getting very close and there's a little bit of a pullback. As of the time of me making this video, it is at $19,135. We got about 6 more minutes until the daily close for that candle. We'll take a look at the charts. Excuse me. And just a little bit here. And I think next year, pushing towards $100,000, I think is very possible. This girl's pretty. Sorry, I got distracted there for a second. Cointelegraph girl. Bitcoin traders nervous about $19,500 rejection. Here are the bear bull scenarios. Okay, so some of the key highlights from this. In the short term, traders generally foresee 2 important support and resistance levels for Bitcoin. First, the $18,500 area is critical to ensure that the bullish market structure of Bitcoin holds. Second, the $19,500 level is a massive resistance level for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin surpasses $19,500, traders expect a new run-up toward the all-time high that's currently just under $20,000. What's annoying about this price action for me is that if my bids don't get hit, I'm forced along the breakout, which at this point puts me at around $19,700 or higher, meaning my entry isn't safe from a pullback unless there's an epic 10+% impulse move from that level, right? Very interesting. If you look at all exchanges, inflow mean 144 block MA, moving average, it hit over 2 Bitcoin a few hours ago. We hit 2.5 Bitcoin when the price was tapping $20,000. It was the 8th month high since the March Great Sell-Off. Looking at all exchange outflows means 72-hour moving average. Whales are no longer withdrawing from exchanges. They keep Bitcoin on exchanges to make them available to sell, I think. This is just a thought. Looking at the miners position index, miners are selling Bitcoin pretty heavily. A lot of people are buying it up too, such as what's going on with MicroStrategy. We'll talk about that in a second. So another bearish perspective, this is from Van de Pope, and is $19,400 and $19,115 rejected $50 rejected. The range low was tested at the $18,500 area, tweeted yesterday. All fine, range bound construction further. Breaking $19,400 equals new all-time high. Losing $18,500 equals likely $16,000 retest. So as of the time of this video again, we're now above $19,150. So we're already starting to push in a very nice position. It says it keeps getting rejected around this area. So as I'm continuing to talk, we'll see if it does have another rejection and pull back down. Next major level from where we're currently at of me making this video is going to be $19,400, but very interesting to see how things are progressing with this. Raul Paul, who's also a big advocate supporter for Bitcoin, he actually tweeted out recently saying something a little bit more negative, and this was Bitcoin is potentially facing some serious technical headways. The daily DeMark is showing a cluster on 2 13s and a 9, and tomorrow might put in another 13. This is kind of leading towards the idea that we might need to have a correction because there's so many days of positive gains. So it's a very interesting perspective. Next up with MicroStrategy, they buy an additional $50 million in Bitcoin. So you guys have probably heard by now, Grayscale has been buying outrageously amounts of Bitcoin. MicroStrategy is another major institution this year who stepped forward and bought Bitcoin, but they just bought even more, right? So some time has passed by and now they're stepping up their game and they're doing it again. Saylor purchased 2,574 Bitcoins for $50 million in cash, bringing the business intelligence company's treasury holdings to approximately 40,824 Bitcoin. Wow. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I wish I had 10 full Bitcoin. That'd be pretty cool. Or 21, so I could be in that like little club thing that they talk about, right? Oh, you got 21 Bitcoin? The 21 million club? Or no, it's not the 21 million club. What is it? I forgot what it is. Maybe it is the 21 million club, unless that's if you have one Bitcoin. I think it's if you... Anyways, they got different names for these things. So let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. Again, we're trying to keep this pretty chill, pretty basic for today. Looking over at Bitcoin, you guys can see that we are just about to close out this daily candle and very low volume. In comparison to the previous days, this is very, very low. This is a lower point than we saw on November 29th. This point is very comparable, just slightly above it looks like from November 15th. And also comparing this, it's almost right in line with November 1st. And you can see that when it hits these low level points, we're pretty consistently seeing then a huge volume uptick right around this. It's like a consolidated form based on the volume charts. So I would expect something major to be happening tomorrow. It's just my personal opinion. For it to be less than this, I just don't see it coming, guys. So another green candle, progressive movement up, hopefully pushing closer to that 20K mark, or it might end up retracing back and getting closer towards this. What do we have right here? It's the 21 EMA. Yeah, so going back to the 20 EMA, it's starting to get closer and closer and closer. If it pulls down below that, we could have a longer downtrend time. So just be cautious with this, guys. I am very curious about tomorrow more than anything. If it does tap down here for the next daily candle, it's going to be right around the range. Oh, there we go. New daily position just now formed. Red's already starting to show itself right off the bat. $18,150 is a key level of support. And again, we want to try and break above the $19,500 level. So we're going to see if this starts to form a highly wick position or if it's going to form a bottom position. Either way, it is starting to move and the race is off. So let's keep our eyes open with that, guys. It's going to be really important, really key. And this formation right here seems to be that of a shoulder pattern right across like this, a bit of a head pattern right there. And if this does pull back down further, a breakout back up in this direction, I'm concerned that that could start to form another shoulder before a substantial drop begins to take place. If we can establish ourselves realistically above that $20,000 mark, a lot of sentiment could really incentivize the industry space to just become way more parabolic. More and more institutions are coming in, sure, but the regular retail investors, these people, right, this is what could really drive its momentum, especially as people have that fear of missing out. Like, oh, it's past $20,000 now? What do you mean it's at $21,000 now? Okay, next step is probably going to be $25K. Like, a lot of people are going to say that that's something that's feasible, right? So we got to keep our eyes open and watch how these trends continue to move. Next up, looking at Orchid. Orchid had 2 consecutive days with massive wicks pushing all the way up into the 34-cent range and then retracements back down. And a daily close on December 4th was in the green. The red, as of yesterday, it was just slightly in the red, and the new position now, we're gonna have to see where that goes if it does pull back further down. Again, the 21 EMA is a very good key level of support. So that's at 0.2845, and if it breaks out of this region zone, we need to get above at least this 0.3430. But these are explosive moves, as you can see, and the level of the volume down below for the last 2 days has been higher than for approximately a week or so, and we saw some massive explosive moves, but this seems to be pump and dump, all the way up, all the way back down, all the way up, all the way back down, right? So at some point, somebody has to give. It's either going to be the bulls or it's going to be the bears. And if they try to push it all the way up and expect it to come down, but then enough people start feeding into it, they can help combat this from having enough of a retracement back to where others start to feed back into it too. And now people are looking for long positions. So it's going to be very, very key and important in that region zone. Let's get above this previous high. You also can see that coincides pretty well with November 23rd, right around that range of the 0.3421, and then another zone at 0.3483. And then let's break above, geez. I'm slurring my words right now, guys. Sorry. I'm a little bit distracted, honestly, because I'm staring at Bitcoin just like massively shooting up as I'm talking. 0.3542. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm actually referring to this right here. Look at this. Look at this. Holy cow. What is going on, man? It's going to have a bit of a retracement back here in just a second. More than likely. Yeah, see, starting to see a lot of the red going on there. But this is a 10-second candle. 19,156. It just went up about $100 in value over the course of about 30 seconds. Now, some fighting's taking place around the $19,250 level, but this is absolutely explosive. I really do expect the volume to be quite crazy, guys, and Orchid could start to see a further rally. It seems like a lot of it is trying to gauge what's going on with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin has a strong rally starting to show, Orchid starts to test the waters with it. But as soon as Bitcoin starts to look like it's dropping, and it's dropping pretty heavy, Orchid just dumps hard. They're like, hey, I'm not going to play any games with this. Just massively dump it. I don't know who's doing it. I don't know if it's bots or what. But yeah, that's what I've been kind of noticing on the consistent with my perspective view on this. And the last thing we're going to take a look at real quick is what's going on with Augur, aka REP. And you guys can see, let's actually look at it on the daily. First off, yesterday was a massive candle up and then a retracement that took place back down. In fact, we can even go ahead and let's do it on the price range. So it dropped from its peak point all the way down at that daily close was almost a 19% drop, 18.90%. had retraced back over that full extension period for the price range. If you took it all the way, actually, you know what? I'm wondering if there's one of these that I haven't used before. Forecast, price and date range, bar pattern. I'm not sure which one of these it would honestly be, but to me, this looks to be about a 50% move. I think even one of the easiest ways that I could actually do that is to go just simply like this and take this distance, and you can see right there that it's just a little bit more than a 50% retracement, right? So again, if I just go ahead and I drag this out from that highest point down to the low, it far exceeds this. So more than a 50% actual correction back down. If you guys want to tell me which one of these I'm doing wrong, feel free, but I was a little kind of surprised on that one. And looking at the new daily formation candle, it is again going into some higher levels of volatility already. There's a large wick that's starting to be formed, and it's back and forth, red and green, red and green. Two sides are pushing on this, trying to establish itself for where its next movement's going to be, to find out, was this just a pump and dump situation, or is this actually the signs of a further continuation? With the sentiment that's going on with Bitcoin and its move up, this could potentially have a further rally move on as well. A lot of things are honestly moving alongside with what's going on with Bitcoin, and I would keep an eye out with what's going on with Bitcoin. This is above the 21 EMA. It has established itself once again. There was a daily close on December 4th that pulled it down below, but it's been more or less in the positive since November 30th. So about a week or so of a rally. And when it does dip down over these course of times, except all the way back when it took place here on, it looks like August 31st, from August 31st all the way to October 31st, it's been under the 21 EMA, and then it just started to have a bit of a rally, some sell-off taking place, trying to establish itself back up, and so far it looks like it's starting to hold it. A further continuation, I think, is more likely than not, just personally. And then you got $16.50 as a key level of support. Another level that needs to be broken, as set from yesterday, $23.63. I think this has some good key moments to look at. Let's look at it from a 15-minute perspective, just so you guys know, you guys can see that there's a lot of consolidation that's going on within all this time frame back here. Not much movement up or down taking place, and then those green candles really started to kick in, and the red candle pulled down, another green candle trying to substitute those losses, but then was followed up by 4 red candles that had dropped it all the way back down to that baseline of the second green candle. So right now it is just slightly in the green. You can see how much sell-off pressure is taking place as it tries to push up, and others are already compressing it back down. So a lot of sentiment from people are going to be, when these rallies take place, that they hope that it goes down a little bit more so they can start to get in before it has a further continuation up. And so if people aren't willing to pay for those higher prices, it's the whole supply and demand economics format, right? So this volume, look at this. This volume is already kicking up strong. And that's on the 15-minute chart, though. Let's go take a look at it on the 4-hourly. Last 4 hours, most of that action that took place for the yesterday's movement had occurred all within that 4-hour time period, a very, very short amount of time. And as it is right now, you can see a decent amount is taking place, and it just started. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this continues to move up, honestly, throughout the course of the day. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up with that, guys. It's actually turned out even a little bit longer than what I had planned. If you guys are new to the channel, once again, and you enjoy this, please don't forget to hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up like button. We are trying to get to at least 50 likes on this video. It really helps us out a lot. And click the bell notification so you don't miss these videos as soon as they come out. Leave a comment down below and tell us any thoughts and opinions you had on anything that was said today. And I will see you guys in the next episode.